I went on a local North Carolina podcast to talk all things YouTube and about doing YouTube full time, so if you're interested in seeing that, then there is a link in the description. Spotify Wrapped is here. I'm ready to unwrap 2022 and react to my most streamed music of the year. But something that I've never done in the past in these videos is make a prediction, and that's exactly what I've done. As noted by the timestamp on my screenshot, you will see that I did this the day before Spotify Wrapped dropped, so I couldn't have possibly known what was in there. One thing I want to remind you of is that this still doesn't represent all of my music listening. I do a ton on vinyl as well. You might have seen my vinyl collection, and also I made a conscious decision at the beginning of 2022 to listen to fewer new releases, but to also go back in time and explore older genres as well. Stick around until after I've unwrapped my Wrapped, because that's where I will reveal my predictions to see how accurate they were versus what actually turned out. I don't want to spoil it, so let's get to it. Hit that like button and let's go! The first slide is coming through. And it's 2022 Wrapped, baby. Let's do this thing, Spotify. This year, you ventured into the genreverse instead of the metaverse because, Zuckerberg is fucking hemorrhaging money. You explored 101 different genres. I like this planet theme. Shameless plug, new merch coming very, very soon. Somehow, every single year, no matter what, it seems like I get modern rock. It's such a vast genre. And of course, rock, alternative music, I'm not gonna deny it's one of my absolute favorites, probably my favorite overall, so it seems pretty accurate. All that listening added up to 55,750 minutes. That's more than 93% of everybody else in the US. I will go ahead and take my bow. I seriously think that might be a record for my year-end Spotify Wrapped. Let me know in the comments if you remember from past reactions, because this does seem high. With one song, it was Love at First Listen. So was this my first of the year? Or no, my top song of the entire year was Black Summer by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I played it 20 times, with most listens happening on February 4th, which I believe was the day the song came out, because duh. You played 8,480 songs, but these played again and again. My most played, my top 5. Your top songs: Black Summer, What You Thinkin', That's Where I Am, Summer by the Volunteers, and Foxglove by Boston Manor. Yes, for once, finally, my Spotify wasn't hijacked by somebody else, a friend playing Post Malone or whatever it may have been. Black Summer, What You Thinkin', That's Where I Am, Summer, and Foxglove. Let's see how that stacks up to my predictions. My top 5 songs: Black Summer by Chili Peppers, Walkin' Denzel Curry, Summer the Volunteers, Foxglove, Boston Manor, That's Where I Am by Maggie Rogers. I thought that would be my number 1, but guys, I got 4 out of 5 correct just by guessing. Your year cannot be contained in a playlist, but they sure did try anyway. It's your top songs of the year. If you guys want to follow that, then it is linked in the description. I listened to 1,677 artists this year, but one ruled my world. It was the Chili Peppers. Of course it was. They dropped 2 massive albums, 17 tracks each. Then you take into account the bonus tracks. And of course, I couldn't stop listening to Black Summer. It was my most streamed song. By the way, Black Summer is definitely not my favorite track from either of those albums. I'm just saying, it was the first single from their first album back, so of course I played it the most. My top artist this year was the Chili Peppers. I spent 1,688 minutes, almost as many artists as I listened to in the year, and I was in the top 1%. I will take that trophy and hold it close to my heart. You like these artists so much, we put them on the cover of a magazine. Now this is new. Wow, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Muse, Beach House, Kendrick Lamar, and Avril Lavigne are my top artists. Oh, I definitely expected some of this, but let's see how I did compared to the official results that I actually got versus what I wrote down. I was definitely a little bit further off base on this one, which sucks. I don't think I quite got my predictions correct, but let me double check myself. It looks like for my top 5 artists, I had guessed Maggie Rogers, Men I Trust, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Kendrick Lamar, and Lizzie McAlpine. I got 3 out of 5, so that's still in a winning percentile. We'll take it. I'm not perfect. What's funny is I had originally guessed Muse too, but I took them off in favor of Men I Trust, and that was apparently an L. But who's really taking the L though? Because I was hoping that I listened to something great instead of Will of the People. Oh my god, I only listened to 3 podcasts on Spotify this year, so they can't even give me a full top 5. Time to meet your listening personality. This is new. Flowers, hippie power, loading up, and I have been destroyed by hippie powers because I'm an adventurer. You're a seeker of sound. You venture out into the unknown, searching for fresher artists, deeper cuts, newer tracks, especially gems yet to be found. So I got exploration, newness, variety, and uniqueness, which I am flattered by, and I also think they're doing this because so many people buy into horoscopes, which I don't subscribe to, but this is fun. Let's move over to LastFM. I'm gonna set it to the last 365 days, so December 1st of last year until November 30th of 2022. We're gonna see what they say my top scrabbled artists and songs were. We're going to top tracks here, and we're gonna set it to the last 365 days. That's Where I Am by Maggie Rogers has now shown itself as tying Black Summer, at least where Spotify had it at. I have 19 listens to that song, so That's Where I Am, according to LastFM, stands on its own. Then you have What You Thinkin', Summer by the Volunteers, and also Wake Up by Young the Giant, which I just listened to like twice the other day, so that one just moved ahead of Foxglove. Womp Womp by Maggie Rogers. This Is Why by Paramore. That just came out in September, and that's already in the top 10. Honey by Maggie Rogers, and Here Ever After by the Chili Peppers. Now we're at my top artists, and we're gonna switch that to last 365 days as well. The Chili Peppers at number 1. Beach House at number 2, Muse at number 3, and Kendrick Lamar at number 4. I gotta see who takes the rest of the top 10 here, come on. Green Day, Paramore, Maggie Rogers, Avril Lavigne, A Day to Remember, and Wolf Alice. Somehow, someway, they always find a way, and Green Day being in my top 5 of something is just like, it's a must, it's a given, it's a sign from God at this point. Appreciate you for sticking around to the end of the video, and if you did, as a reward, let's talk about year-end season very briefly. It's coming up. The first video is dropping this weekend, sometime between the 2nd and the 4th of December, the worst songs of 2022. After that, we're gonna be doing everything from worst albums to best songs and best albums, of course. Of course, I didn't go out of my way to listen to tons of bad music, especially bad albums this year, so that list is definitely gonna look more like disappointments, along with a few really bad albums too, of course. But you will see in the coming weeks. I'm excited. There's gonna be that. There's gonna be new merch available. In fact, it might be available now, depending on when you're watching this, so check out the links in the description below. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing me react to my Spotify Wrapped and LastFM stats. If you want to share your own, or maybe any thoughts on mine, then let me know in the comments section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe for the love of music, and check out last year's Spotify Wrapped reaction right here, or check here for a recent video. Socials in the description, and I'll be back soon for more on ARTV.